Born and raised in New Orleans, I've fished along Louisiana's bayous my whole life. These historic waterways are a sportsman's paradise. It's the fun, the adrenaline rush when you feel the fish hit your line. Did he stay on your line? Did he get off your line? You never know what's gonna happen. Playing a superhero is one thing, but fishing here is where it feels real. You never know what's gonna bite your line. So you have to stay focused, you have to stay in the moment. But even in the calm waters of New Orleans, there are predators just below the surface. Bull sharks in fresh water miles inland in my hometown.
We've all heard that there are sharks swimming in the lake.
Maybe closer to shore than you think.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the Atlantic coast, sharks are targeting fishing boats and taking fish right off the line.
I think a shark got it.
As an avid fisherman, raising a family along these waters, I want to know what's behind this.
Right there.
So, I'm on a quest to find out why these apex predators are swiping fishermen's hard-earned catches.
What? You saw that? Go.
Careful, she's gonna go.
And see how bold new research
Grab that dorsal fin.
could help prevent these frequent run-ins.
That's a big fish. That's amazing.
With sharks and fishermen both depending on these waters to survive, the stakes couldn't be higher.
You know, New Orleans is different. Our vibe is different.
Some people think Louisiana's soul comes from its music or food. But I think it's the waters that shape our culture and spawns my love for fishing.
This right here is where I grew up and honed my skills as a fisherman. I was out here damn near every day. I mean, that's when I wasn't in trouble. That was the one thing that kept me out of trouble. But I remember once when I was a kid, somebody took a hot dog and caught a 70-pound catfish out of that lagoon. It was a thing of legend. He was on the news. So this right here is Bayou St. John. And this was my bridge where I would fish. This was kind of like my playground. It was so hot you could sit in the water and fish. So being in the middle of the city, it was just an easy place to catch dinner because my mom loved perch. So I would come out and catch them and she would clean them and cook them.
Growing up here, I didn't hear much about sharks swimming in these waters. But since I moved back to New Orleans to raise my family, that's all changed. To find out why, I'm headed to another one of my childhood fishing spots. Southeast of the city is Venice, Louisiana, also known as Tuna Town.
I've spent a lot of time on these wharfs with the fresh smell of fish coming in after a day's catch.
In recent years, business has boomed here. A lot of these boats run charter trips, while others are commercial vessels with crews that make a living on their daily catch. But these days, Tuna Town sounds more like Shark City.
Good Lord, the sharks just eat you up. If you hook 5 fish, maybe get 1.
That's a lot of money out of our pocket. It makes our job harder.
Damn! Look at that!
Out in the Gulf of Mexico, sharks are tracking trawlers, taking tuna, and even tearing open shrimp nets.
This is a shark feeding frenzy.
Some boats are losing half of their catch, costing them thousands of dollars a week.
You lose a lot of fish to sharks, big sharks, small sharks, they're everywhere. Lose a lot of equipment, a lot of money.
Scientists refer to this act as depredation. To see it for myself, I'm headed out to the Gulf with Captain Brett Ryan to do a little fishing.
All right,
You want to hop aboard and we'll get this day going and come catch some fish.
let's do it.
Hop in right there.
Wow.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
To understand what's driving this conflict, I also recruited a bona fide shark expert.
Good morning.
Anthony, Jasmine.
Nice to meet you. Can I come aboard?
Absolutely.
All right.
Marine biologist Jasmine Graham studies shark ecology and evolution and is here to decode any shark behavior we might see.
We're going to head out to West Delta this afternoon. We've noticed there's a lot of issues with shark depredation, and it's becoming more and more prevalent.
I have a friend, he hit a pretty good sized fish. Shark came, grabbed it, and now instead of him letting the fish go, he doubled down. So the shark's dragging him across the Gulf of Mexico. 5 minutes later, he pops his head up. He has a half a fish.
I would have let that go.
Well, yo, let it go.
Was it worth the half a fish?
Right.
We're headed to a fishing spot where the battle between anglers and sharks is no joke. A few miles offshore, the rigs of the West Delta oil field provide some of the best fishing in the Gulf of Mexico. I've experienced this, and Jasmine knows why.
So it's a big aggregation of a lot of different species. That's why it's a great fishing spot. And it's just as much biodiversity as we have on coral reefs, we have on these artificial reefs.
Right.
Underwater, these steel skeletons are a sanctuary for a wide array of fish species. Over time, algae and other life forms grow on these rigs, forming a complex ecosystem. It's an angler's paradise, and a pretty good place to hang out if you're a hungry shark. So, the chances of witnessing depredation firsthand are good.
You ready?
Yep.
Grab your weight. Let it rip, Tater Chip.
Here we go. This is my first time being out here in a long time. My uncle and I, we would come out to the rigs. It's great, it brings up my childhood. So it's just fun to be here as an adult and do it again. You don't know what you're gonna catch out here. You,
Oh, that was a little nibble.
yeah, been nibbling for a minute.
There goes a shark right by the boat. Y'all keep an eye out. Oh,
Got a fish on.
It's a good size one.
oh. That was a shark.
He came right under the boat. Right there. Well, the hook is gone.
And so is my fish. And although I got a quick look at the shark, I couldn't say for sure what the species was. Luckily, Jasmine came prepared.
I'm just gonna swab it and hopefully get some bit of that shark's DNA on it. The good thing is that we did see it at the surface, and I was able to identify that it was a blacktip, Carcharodontis limbatus.
Carcharodontis limbatus.
Yeah, so if you're ever on Jeopardy,
I got it.
you got it.
I'll never forget it.
Yeah, so
Yes.
most identifying feature, obviously black tips on its fins. So if it comes back and says that it is in fact a black tip, we know that it worked.
Recent DNA research proves that at least 15 different shark species are stealing fishermen's catches out here in the Gulf. One of the biggest culprits, the bull shark, is responsible for over 1/3 of the fish heists. Other species include close relative the sandbar shark, along with black tips, spinners, and makos.
Shark on the line.
Shark on line.
As soon as we cast another line, they're back for more.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah. There it goes. It's got it.
We aren't the only boatload of anglers out here.
What's the word?
He's murdered by shark.
It feels like a losing battle. Whoa! Even if you hook a fish,
That is a shark eating that snapper.
the sharks think it's a free meal.
He's coming up.
looks like a black tip.
Got him. He took my fish.
For sharks, grabbing a fish already struggling on a line is easy pickings. But for me, I wouldn't call this a relaxing fishing trip. So why has shark depredation become such a big problem in these waters?
We're fishing in the same spot that the sharks are fishing in.
Yeah.
I mean, look, there's nothing else out here. This is the shark.
This is it, yeah.
So that's where they're all gonna go.
Right.
Sharks learn really
Right.
quickly. So they learn, you know, engine means food. So
Yeah.
they start coming straight for the boats.
Right.
So now we're in direct competition with them for the same fish.
For the same
And that's when you get depredation.
Right.
Because they gotta eat, we gotta eat, we gotta figure out how we both eat.
Well, it's a helping hand. It's like we opened a buffet.
Yeah.
And they're just sitting around waiting for a snack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These sharks are smart, and they know an easy meal when they see one. And this is a phenomenon that seems to be spreading. In New Orleans, away from the Gulf's artificial reefs, frustrated fishermen say bull sharks are taking their fish too. To see for myself, I'm headed back to the Big Easy to actually try to catch a shark in the city. New Orleans. I love this city, man. And apart from a few years in New York, I've lived here my whole life.
New Orleans is one of those cities where people enjoy life, you know? And that's what makes it so great.
It's the home of jazz, gumbo, and Mardi Gras. And these days, a growing shark population. To get a handle on why their numbers are rising, I'm headed to a spot on the edge of town,
The lake is 5 minutes up here.
where the sharks are swimming pretty close to home.
We fish under this bridge down by the pillars because the pillars have become an ecosystem.
At 630 square miles, Lake Pontchartrain is the largest inland body of water in Louisiana. The lake is actually a tidal lagoon connected by channels to the Gulf of Mexico. That means sharks can enter the lake directly from the Gulf.
There are sharks swimming in Lake Pontchartrain.
One local fisherman caught a nearly 6-foot bull shark right along the seawall.
I fish in Lake Pontchartrain. It's literally in my backyard. I take my boat out. I take my kids out on Lake Pontchartrain. Because we're so naive to what's around us. Like, oh, there's nothing in the lake, but the lake's full of sharks.
To get to the bottom of this, I'm fishing with a guy who knows what these predators are doing here, so far from the sea.
You got dinner or bait?
This is local shark scientist Marcus Dryman.
And think back to fishing when you were a kid, did you ever hear people catching bull sharks in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every now and then my uncle would come back in with a shark, but they were smaller sharks. They weren't massive predators.
What I'm after here today are bull sharks. And bull sharks can live in completely fresh water and anything in between fresh and salt water. So it's inherent to bull sharks in general.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
For bull sharks, it's like a superpower. Their ability to swim in fresh water is nearly unique, which is great for them, but not so wonderful for all the fishermen. So Marcus is keeping tabs on them and looking for ways to keep the conflict between sharks and anglers to a minimum.
So what is the goal as far as the bull shark?
In this part of the world, a lot of folks are attributing depredation to bull sharks. They're saying, hey, what's going on? If the sharks are biting my fish that often, there must be a lot more sharks in the water. And in the past 30 years, especially in the United States, we've done a really good job of protecting sharks. And so the populations are increasing. But the thing is, we don't have a great feel for which parts of Lake Pontchartrain they like the best.
Yeah.
What are the inlets where they might be coming in? Where are the areas where the water is just right for a bull shark?
Right.
But that's exactly what we'll be trying to figure out if we catch one, is we'll put in a little transmitter.
For more than 15 years, Marcus has been catching, tagging, and releasing sharks. To date, he's tagged more than 10,000 in the Gulf and Lake Pontchartrain.
Oh,
Fish on.
oh, you son of a...
So maybe I can help him by tagging my first.
What is that?
Please be a shark. Please.
That's one. Oh, that's one.
That's a baby bull shark.
That's a baby?
That's the smallest they get.
Wait,
That's the smallest they get.
so they're in the womb that big?
Yeah. Just gently lift it up, and I'm gonna grab him right when he gets here.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, go. Perfect. Look at that. It's amazing.
It's crazy.
Pop this hook out, see?
Yep.
You see that little belly button, you know it was just born. It's called the umbilical scar. And you see how it's open?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Born in
So
July,
he's just
right?
born.
So he was just born like 2 months ago.
Wow. That's crazy, man.
So check this out. That's a female.
To track our baby as she grows up, we're gonna need to implant a transmitter.
All right, let's do it then.
And amazingly, turning most sharks upside down puts them in a trance-like state. It's called tonic immobility, like a natural state of paralysis. This way, Marcus can get to work without adding to her stress.
So you say that this shark is about a month or two old,
Yeah, that's right.
and at 30 inches,
Yeah.
you know, it's a good distance to the Gulf.
So you ask yourself, what's a little shark like this doing all the way up here? And the
Yeah,
answer
what's a
is,
girl like this doing in a neighborhood like this?
That's exactly right. And the answer is it's the perfect neighborhood for the shark to be in right now. I mean, it's perfect in terms of protection. It's a safe neighborhood. It's a neighborhood with lots of food. And it's a neighborhood where there's not a lot of bad guys.
Right.
So this is what we would call a primary nursery. So, you know, if you think about the big mothers, you know, it's like humans. They have birth basically once a year. And then she comes into an area like this and she drops them off.
Right.
Right here in Lake Pontchartrain. So it turns out that many of the sharks causing havoc in my backyard are just kids. Well, pups. And growing up near New Orleans, these trainee predators realize that a fish on the hook is there for the taking.
It's shocking to me because I grew up so close to here and I would fish literally right outside this inlet. The idea of a shark being in my backyard is crazy, and to catch a baby still with umbilical cord is mind-blowing. People are coming through here with their boats to go have lunch on the lake, and there's sharks outside their house.
So that's all she needs. You want to be the one to put it back?
I would love to.
I just hold them just like that. There you go. You got it.
You're not gonna take my finger. Just drop her in.
Just drop her in whenever you're ready.
It's a beautiful fish.
It's a beautiful, beautiful fish.
All right, little lady. I'll see you in a few years. Gone.
Completing the circle.
Wow.
Come on. Come on.
By tracking baby bull sharks, identifying which areas they prefer, and sharing that data with anglers, Marcus hopes to reduce depredation in these waters.
Well done. That's awesome.
And now that I know baby sharks shelter here in the lake as they mature, I'm hoping other fishermen can learn to accept them in our neighborhood. But when these sharks grow up and swim out to deeper waters, they're bigger and even more intimidating. And research shows bull sharks can really get around. Some even travel to the Gulf all the way from southern Florida, where I'm about to see for myself that depredation is also on the rise. I've come to Florida, the self-styled fishing capital of the world, to get a different viewpoint on the problem.
Just caught us some fresh shark bait.
There are now more than 1 million boats registered here in the Sunshine State, putting more and more anglers in direct conflict with sharks.
I think a shark got it.
A shark came by and nabbed them, split them right in half.
Anglers say bull shark numbers have surged. And shark fishing tournaments, which already kill tens of thousands a year, are pushing for more.
See
sharks! Meanwhile, conservationists point out that bull sharks are a vulnerable species that deserve continued protection.
I'm interested to see them down there.
Sharks in the movies, they're portrayed as these mindless man-eaters, but actually, sharks are really afraid of us because we're scary, right?
Right.
We kill 100 million sharks a year. Sharks kill 1 or 2 people a year.
Shark biologist Jasmine Graham thinks protecting sharks is in everyone's best interest, even the fishermen. To help me understand, we're at a spot off the east coast of Florida near Jupiter. It's called Deep Ledge. Out here, 4 miles offshore, the cold waters of the Atlantic are split by a warmer current coming in from the south, the Gulf Stream. This conveyor belt of nutrients and plankton attracts a huge range of fish species, including sharks. And Jasmine wants us both to get in the water with them.
Now you're going into their territory. How you feeling?
I'm a little nervous. I'm interested to see how they react because I've never seen them in their habitat. I've only seen them being pulled out of their habitat. But my problem is I'm not the best swimmer. So I don't want to be the bait that brings the sharks in.
All you have to do, I recommend what we call starfish. Get as flat as possible. The more surface area you have, the more buoyant you are.
So if the shark gets too close, I should hit it in the nose, right?
Well, you don't need to hit it. You just
Okay.
need to like,
Where I'm from, we punch them in the nose.
well, don't punch. Well, we don't need to punch them. All you have to do is just gently like, no, just guide them.
No,
and then,
no.
and they'll be like, oh, all right,
So it's like dating.
please continue.
I'm just saying. Oh no, sir, thank you.
Once you see them, you'll have an appreciation. I think anyone that swims with sharks has a much better understanding and respect for them.
Right,
All right, so you ready to get in?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Don't punch in the nose.
Don't punch
Don't
the
punch
shark.
in the nose.
Do not punch the shark.
Don't do it. I got it. I got it.
Alrighty, guys, let's get ready.
Do it.
Alrighty. 3, 2, 1.
We're in. And I'm just gonna hold on to my homegirl Jasmine, you know, to make sure she's okay. And out of nowhere, the biggest shark I've ever seen comes out of the blue.
What? You saw that?
Yeah, that was so cool.
There really is a shark down there.
It is a shark.
And it's not alone.
They swim so close.
Yeah. It's wild. They're so pretty.
They really are. So terrifyingly graceful and majestic. In fact, coming face to face with these incredible creatures is nothing like I expected.
It seems so chill.
Yeah, I told you. They're not worried about us. So you gotta respect them. You gotta respect their space.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
leave them alone. They'll leave you alone. You cool.
Realizing they don't want a piece of me, it's time to let go of my fear and enjoy the spectacle.
Female sandbar right down there.
Sounds crazy.
Up to 8 feet long and more than 200 pounds of calm, agile shark. A little deeper, fully grown bull sharks, along with duskies and silky sharks too. All of them just minding their own business.
Woo! You did it.
I swear with sharks.
You did it. It
Whoa.
happened.
Oh my God. Nah, that was great. You really looked out for me. I appreciate that.
No problem.
The first time I had to grab you,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
then I worked my way up to it.
And you stayed calm.
Stayed
I
calm.
was impressed.
It was pretty amazing. They kept coming up and swimming around us and through us. I mean, they were 4 feet away.
Yeah. But I always say if I'm diving and I don't see a shark, I'm actually concerned because that means that the ecosystem isn't healthy. So we have some fish that eat coral, they eat algae, and if there were no predators, they would stay in the same spot and they just eat all of the vegetation in the area.
Yeah.
But if you have sharks, just them being present is controlling fish. So they're kind of policing them, herding them, making them eat at different areas.
It's impressive. It's really impressive.
As apex predators, sharks play a vital role in preserving delicately balanced ecosystems. Without them, fishermen could have nothing to catch. So it's beneficial for all of us to find ways of reducing depredation without turning sharks into the bad guys. Here in Florida, there's a team of scientists going to new depths to do just that. Off the coast of West Palm Beach, one scientist is hopeful that fishermen and sharks can get along.
We're above one of our wreck sites where we have the listening stations. They're going to be listening for tagged bull sharks.
Dr. Yannis Papastamatiu has been studying shark behavior for 25 years. His team is monitoring bull sharks at a group of shipwrecks about 100 feet below the surface. Like the oil rigs in the Gulf, these wrecks became artificial reefs, making them popular with anglers and sharks. And as a result, the area is now a depredation hotspot.
So it's creating animosity between fishers and sharks. So we want to try and help alleviate that in a way that doesn't require killing the animals.
Instead, Yannis wants to uncover the secrets of the sharks' movements, figure out where they go and when, and learn which parts of the shipwrecks the sharks favor. So he's tracking them with an underwater network of acoustic receivers.
There's a few sharks below us. There are bull sharks still here.
To trace their movements, Yannis needs to fit as many sharks as he can with an acoustic transmitter. And today, he's calling on my angling skills to bring another one to the boat. The only trouble is, I don't see any fishing rods.
So what's the process today for catching a shark?
We're just going to basically drop the line into the water and hopefully hook one up pretty quickly. And that's when the fight is on, because these are really, really strong animals.
And we're pulling them in by hand?
Pulling them in by hand.
So here it is in a nutshell. To catch and tag a bull shark, we have to pull it in by hand, collect some vitals, implant a transmitter, and let it go. Easy, right?
So if you want to take the bait, drop that over the side. The big danger here is with one of these big animals, if you get wrapped up, then there's that danger of you going over the side.
Right.
We also have, at the end of that line, we have that flow. So when we've had really big sharks like tigers, if it gets to the point where it's not controllable, just throw the whole thing over the side and just follow the flow, because they're just going to be towing the flow and they tie themselves out. Like Jaws. With
like Jaws.
3 barrels.
Yeah. I didn't want to bring up Jaws.
No, it was a big influence on me, so that's part of the reason I'm here.
Airport tip?
Yep, see one right down there?
Right after the bait goes down, 3 huge bull sharks come to check it out.
Oh, that's a big shark.
Careful, so he's coming in.
He's looking at it.
There we go.
He took it.
Let it go, let it run.
They're following.
Yeah, they get a lot bolder when they're in groups.
Yeah.
When they're solo, they're really cautious. So now we play the game. Start putting it in.
The game is like a tug of war. To win, we need to pull the shark up high enough to safely secure it alongside the boat.
Coming up. Man. Yeah.
But this fish isn't ready to give in.
How many pounds would you say this fish
I'm going
weighs?
to guess 700, 800 pounds.
800?
That's my guess.
Yeah. Definitely.
There we go.
Coming up.
There we go.
Okay,
Slow ahead.
Whoa.
Okay, guys. Get it on. Get it. Careful, careful, careful. This is a big animal that can cause a really serious bite. So obviously, I don't want to get bitten. I don't want anybody else to get bit.
That's a big fish.
Go, go. Careful, she's gonna go. Okay, here she comes, here she comes. Grab that dorsal fin.
Got dorsal.
Got it? Got it? Hold it tight. Okay, pull in the slack, pull in the slack. Okay, that's good for now.
Look at that. Look at that.
All right, first bull shark.
That was not easy, but there's no time to rest.
So bull sharks are quite hardy, and we still want to get her processed and released as quickly as possible.
This shark has never been tagged. It's a perfect addition to Giannis's project.
It's 83.
183.
2 meters 6.
206.
47.
247.
Over 8 feet from nose to tail, this is an adult female. Like many sharks, flipped on her back, she enters a trance-like state and will be less stressed out, which is lucky, because now I have a pretty, let's say, delicate job to do.
All the way in?
Yeah. Yeah, all the way. Now you rotate it.
Giannis wants me to swab the shark's anus so we can test her feces for fish DNA.
Oh, boy.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
The sample will show whether she's eating the same prey the fishermen are after.
When I woke up this morning, I didn't think I would be giving a shark an anal swab.
What a lucky guy.
Finally, just like our baby shark in Louisiana, the team surgically implants a transmitter. Once this shark is released, Giannis will be able to track her movements for up to 5 years.
We're really interested in knowing where they're exactly hanging out, where they're moving to, and when.
Right.
But what we've noticed is that some of these wrecks can have a lot of sharks on them, whereas other wrecks don't. So, what makes a wreck attractive to bull sharks versus unattractive? Because then if we can figure that out, then we could perhaps design artificial reefs where you're not going to get them colonized by sharks. And so we can try and reduce that depredation without fishers, feeling the need to go and kill the animals.
That's amazing.
It's a radical idea. Build sharkless reefs for fishing and eliminate the conflict zones, not the sharks.
Just the sheer amount of power and strength that this animal exhibits, to be able to hold her and tag her and get this close to her, it's really humbling. It's really humbling.
All right, we're ready to release her.
All right, how does that work?
Okay, so go, push her away, and just give her a push off. There you go. There she goes.
Hopefully, shark-free reefs could cut depredation here in Florida. But in Louisiana, protecting the interests of sharks and fishermen is even harder. Because the entire coastline is under threat. In New Orleans, fishermen are forced to share the city's waterways these days with young bull sharks. But, as I know all too well, there's another problem that's making all of our lives more precarious. It's no secret the city is uniquely vulnerable to hurricanes and storm surges.
We're in a very special part of town for me. This is the 7th Ward. This was my old stomping ground. This was my neighborhood that was wildly devastated with Katrina.
Today, almost 2 decades after Katrina, the Louisiana coastline continues to change and fracture. And the impacts for my city are still potentially devastating.
My dad built this house, and it was my mom, my dad, my 5 siblings, and I. And we used to play on this levee. We used to go down to the end of the canal here and dig worms to go on the bayou and fish.
In 2005, when Hurricane Katrina roared through New Orleans, countless levees were breached, including this one, breaking directly behind our house and into our backyard.
The flooding here is getting worse after waters from Lake Pontchartrain broke through a levee. authorities are focused on search and rescue before it's too late.
You know, August 29th will always be etched in my mind because so many people, so many friends, so many family members were affected by it. You know, there were a bunch of people I know that were trapped in their attics. You know, I have family members that were airlifted out. So there's no way to explain or describe that experience. It was very difficult to think that I didn't have a home to go to. It literally washed away my youth. And that's what brought me back. That's why I moved back home. You know, I wanted to build my future here. I wanted to have my family here.
The floods here took many people by surprise. But scientists understand why they were so destructive. The wetlands that shelter our young bull sharks should also protect the city and the coast against a storm surge. But in my lifetime, so much of that natural buffer has eroded. Re-engineering the Mississippi River, the oil industry carving through wetlands, and rising seas. The combined effect is that Louisiana is vanishing into the Gulf. An area the size of Manhattan is lost every year.
There's been an intense amount of erosion around New Orleans. You'll see it when you fly into the airport. The entire wetland is slowly going away. The cypress trees are going away. And everybody's aware of it, but we haven't done anything about it.
The loss of our wetlands leaves us wide open to storms like Katrina. But how does it affect the young bull sharks that call these areas home?
Hey, Marcus. How are you doing?
Hey, Brett. How's it going?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking me.
Absolutely. What do you have going on today?
Let's put up a hydrophone.
To find out, my new fishing buddy, Dr. Marcus Dryman, is expanding a coastal network of underwater receivers, like the ones Giannis uses in Florida.
By putting a hydrophone here, we're in the first step of gathering the data we need to be able to determine habitat use. And that'll help us in the future to know if changes to the coastal landscape are altering the movements of bull sharks in this area.
With the network of these hydrophones in and around Lake Pontchartrain, Marcus can get a clear picture of the bull shark's movements and ever-changing habitat.
As coastal erosion is increasing, those habitats are destroyed for these young bull sharks, so they have to go somewhere else. And if that coastal erosion is moving these suitable habitats further and further inland, closer and closer to areas of high human development, then naturally that's where those bull sharks are going to be going.
That could mean city anglers losing more fish to even more sharks. But armed with the knowledge of juvenile bull sharks' migration patterns, anglers might be able to fish at times and in places that have fewer sharks around. That may be one answer. But as Louisiana's coastline continues to change, sharks are losing vital habitats. So I'm going to team up with some real hometown heroes who are working hard to change that. East of New Orleans, there's a band of eco-warriors working to put the brakes on coastal erosion, possibly saving the sharks and the city.
New Orleans is a bowl, and that bowl keeps getting deeper and deeper. The more coastal erosion we have, the more soil we lose, the more the city sinks.
For the sharks and the people who live here, the stakes are incredibly high.
The marsh and the canals are our lines of defense against flooding and hurricanes. So it's important that we realize that, you know, we're a ticking time bomb. It's all fun and games to go to the quarter until the quarter's under 6 feet of water.
Fortunately, the French Quarter stayed relatively dry during Katrina, but As sea levels rise, the city's man-made defenses will be pushed to their limits. Instead of building more levees, one group has a different plan of attack.
Good morning, everyone.
These volunteers are foot soldiers in the battle against erosion. And they're fighting to bring back our lost wetlands. Today, the team and I are headed out east of New Orleans to plant some grass along a section of eroding marshland. Without the tree roots to hold them together and a protective grass barrier, the banks are washing away. To put things right, the volunteers and I will have to get a little muddy.
I fished these waters. I never thought I would walk in them. I didn't know the mud was this juicy.
We have some cut grass that we harvested from a canal, and so now we're ready to roll and start planting it. So everyone's ready to get dirty and wet. All right.
Let's scoop. Oh, yeah, that's the soot, baby. That's the soot, baby. Ugh. This is the definition of gumbo. That's what this is. Man, I really like these shoes. Not anymore.
Each clump of grass has to be individually planted in the muck.
So it's tiring. It's hard work. So how many of y'all, this is your first time doing this? So y'all knew what to expect.
We still came out.
Nobody said, get ready. I should ask more questions. So, right here, right here.
Gardner's group hopes to plant 30,000 trees and 33,000 grass plugs along the central wetlands.
When you think about the value of wetlands, it being nursery ground, this grass is going to play that role beautifully, right? It's going to stop that wave action on the shore, provide vital habitat to migratory birds, also fish and crabs coming here, using it for spawning grounds as a nursery. And of course, it is the last line of defense against hurricanes.
Get you back in there, buddy.
It's the ultimate win-win. We're protecting New Orleans against flooding and restoring habitat for all kinds of valuable wildlife, including bull sharks.
I grew up in these waters, you know, and to see the coastal erosion and where it was and where it is now, just in my lifetime, is really substantial. I want my sons to be able to come out here and be able to enjoy this area the way I did. But it's amazing to see how much work goes into rectifying what we destroyed. Have to make better decisions to correct our bad decisions, which is a good thing, right? America deserves more Louisiana.
Like most fishermen, sharks used to terrify me, but now I see them in a new way. These apex predators are crucial to the balance of life in our oceans. To make a living here, our fishing industry needs them. And by working with scientists, we can find new ways to avoid conflict, protect our sharks, and restore our fragile coastline. And that's the Louisiana I want. Laissez les bon temps rouler, y'all.